welcome to Aggressive and Unstoppable. The game's getting tense when I'm involved. And I'm your host, Hilda Mendigo. Now today I'm gonna keep this video short, cute, and sweet like me because we have a lot to get into. And of course, with that said, let's dive right into UFC 305 with the drama.
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
Like Roy Jones said, I said, y'all must have forgot. Y'all must have forgot.
So I'm gonna go into it and then I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts in the middle and whilst. So just keep up with me, yeah? So this is the middleweight title bout. And the champion right now is Dricus du Plessis. And we know that the middleweight was heavily dominated by Israel Adesanya ever since he set foot in the octagon. Like those are just facts. That's just facts. Israel Adesanya is the people's champion. By that, I mean, whether you like him or whether you don't, he still provokes somewhat of a feeling or emotion out of you, right? So already he's a champion. Some people are gonna love you, some people are gonna hate you. Hence the quote, heavy is the head that wears the crown. So Izzy, okay, let me break this down for you guys because this goes a while back. There's a lot of tension and drama between these two. It's actually wild. It's ridiculous at how big the drama has gotten. So let's rewind just a little bit. So in UFC 290, this was when Dricus fought Robert Whittaker. So of course Dricus was still up and coming, trying to get that belt, but this was before all the drama started happening. Izzy was still in the middle of a mess between Pereira and his other, like he had other things that he had on his mind, and that is Pereira. Pereira sort of covers half of Izzy's mind because Pereira lives in Izzy's mind rent free. So UFC 290, Dricus du Plessis fought Robert Whittaker and he won. That fight was good. If you've got time, go back and watch it. That fight was good. Robert Whittaker just didn't quite do enough. But Robert Whittaker is a dog. We know he's good on his feet, good striking game, good cardio as well. And this was the first time we ever saw Dricus du Plessis actually work hard. Now, keep in mind, Dricus du Plessis has never lost a match ever since he also started. Well, he's got like 2 losses. But he's been very good ever since he entered the octagon as well. So he's been winning. He's got like quite a long winning streak because Dricus du Plessis' record is 21-2. So he's got 21 wins and 2 losses. Israel Adesanya's record is 24 wins and 3 losses. And of course, we all know who those 3 losses are. We don't have to keep repeating it, but yeah. Okay, so UFC 290, that's when Dricus du Plessis won. And Izzy was in the stadium watching them do their thing. Dricus grabs the mic. This was his winning speech. He won. Rogan is like, okay, who do you want to call out? Before even he gets the chance to do it, Izzy had, a couple, Jack Daniels down on his throat. Just as you would watching a fight. Walks up into the octagon, created a scene that made me and a million other people very, very uncomfortable.
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of your son.
It now, instead of it becoming... Okay, so this is the one-liner that Dricus du Plessis said that sort of stirred up all this drama. So he said he wants to be the first African champion. The belt is going back to Africa. I want to be the first African champion to take the belt back to Africa. Now, Dricus du Plessis is from South Africa. Israel Adesanya is originally born from Nigeria and he was raised in New Zealand. However, that doesn't take away from the fact that Israel Adesanya is African, right? That doesn't take away the fact that Israel Adesanya is Nigerian. Now, this whole beef started that night when Dricus du Plessis said stuff like that. Because back in the day, Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis actually used to train together when they were in China. Like, they actually used to be not friends, but they used to have in the same gym almost. Like, there's actually the clips where like Israel Adesanya bumped into Dricus. Sorry my guy, sorry my G. That's it, like, did it. You know what I mean? But no one really knows what the future holds, so here we are. So Israel Adesanya claims that the reason why he is so upset and the reason why he was throwing around the N-word in the octagon, that whole clip, we don't need this drama right now. We don't need this right now. But especially the beef between South Africa and Nigeria. There's already beef between South Africa and Nigeria, like in terms of music, Afrobeats and Amapiano. Yeah. Now it's coming back into the UFC. Like, guys, this is causing a lot of mess and a lot of tension that doesn't even need to be there. You guys could have fought saying, I'm fighting Dricus du Plessis and I'm fighting Israel Adesanya. That's it. Y'all didn't have to bring in the African part of it. Where you from? I'm gonna show you where you from. Hey, this N word, this. That was a mess. It still is a mess, and I'm just not. It's making, like, it's gonna make us feel uncomfortable when we're watching it, and that's not what you want. Because now we don't know who to root for. Because I'm African, I'm from Zimbabwe. I like Dricus du Plessis, and I like Israel Adesanya. But the fact that now you've put this whole thing, and they're saying that Dricus is saying the reason why he feels like he's from Africa because he's trained the most in Africa, he resides in Africa. All of this talk. Brother, there was no need for you to say that line. And Izzy, there was no need for you to go up in the octagon. After this man had won, he is trying to catch his breath and you all up in his face, throwing up the N-word, saying, like, baiting him almost to say it. Or, it was so uncomfortable. It was very uncomfortable. I did not like it. As a fan, as an African, that was just... Because if I decide to really dissect it, we could be here all day. But no, we're not gonna do that. So back to the UFC drama. So after the UFC 290, that's when they started doing their whole little tiff, I would say, cat fight. Now, fast forward to UFC 293. This is when Izzy fought Strickland. And this is when Izzy lost his belt after he had just won it back from Alex Pereira. Yo, 2023 and 2024. It's been a top 2 years for Izzy. Stop him. So we know Strickland won that one, and that's when Izzy decided to take a hiatus. He was like, listen, look, it's been fun, it's been great. I'm just gonna go on a little holiday, enjoy my money, went to build great things, traveled around the world, things were good. And now fast forward again to UFC 297. Now this is where things got juicy, because this is when Strickland fought Dracus du Plessis, and this is when Strickland lost via unanimous decision. And scene. I never thought a day in my life I would see the middleweight be in such a mess where you don't have one person that's just dominating. Because I thought since Strickland stepped in, I thought Izzy was going to come back and do an instant title defense. Like, brother, you're not just going to take this away from me and run. So Izzy was like, I'm going to take a step back, which was smart. At the same time, not smart. But I think that was not smart. Because I wanted him to keep going. But of course, mental health, physical health, he did deserve that break. Because that man, hard worker, you can't strip away from that title from Kamaru Usman, Francis Ngannou, and Israel Adesanya. They were in our faces back to back. We were spoiled back in the day, back to back, and they were like the 3 kings on top. Y'all should make a movie for these guys, because this is just top tier. Like, you don't get to see stuff like this, often. Israel decided to take a step back, and he shouldn't have done that. Dracus was supposed to fight, but then he had an injury during his training camp. So hence why we had other people coming in and out just fighting, which was good. We spoke about it here. But this fight is so complicated because Israel took a break, a long break. When you take such a long break from the UFC, especially after facing a loss versus Alex Pereira, that took a lot from Israel Adesanya. He came from such a big loss and then he won. And of course, he redeemed himself. Great. However, it's still an L you need to carry on your back, because guess what? The internet does not forget anything. And then Strickland comes along and whoops you in an embarrassing manner. Guys, come on. Ego. Battery low with my ego. Strickland, come on. That was a one time I was rooting for Izzy, and I was like, yeah, my man's got this. Did he got this? Well, he got God. That's what he got. You know what I mean? And this fight, I feel like it's so interesting in terms of their fighting skills and their fighting styles as well, because Izzy has a longer reach in. His is 80, and Dracus is 76 in. So already there's that advantage to Israel Adesanya, and we know how Izzy fights. He doesn't get in your face. He kind of takes a step back and lets his reach do the work for him. That's how he's managed to do his title defenses and walk out of there looking stellar, ready for a runway, baby. Dracus, however, he's a dog as well. He's a good on his ground, good grappler, good wrestler, good striking. But we've seen Izzy fight guys like Dracus before. Guys with good striking, good wrestling, good grappling, and good just boxing, just 1-2. And we've seen that Izzy has got the best grappling defense, the best wrestling defense. That man can defend, okay? He can't really take you down necessarily, but he can defend. Them long legs, ooh, they work overtime. So this is interesting. And also I've been watching how Izzy has been training for this fight. Man looks big. He looks big. He looks like a refrigerator. He's like, man, what's up? I'm like. And the reason why this fight is also very interesting is because Izzy is now also getting to that age where now you start to talk about retirement. He should be around 36, 35, 36, around that age. That's the age where now you're like, okay, I've got just a couple more fights in me to seal my record and dip. Guys, fighting is such a tough sport on the body, on the mind. It takes a time away from you, from family, from just spending your money, really, because sometimes you spend weeks and weeks in training and you need to keep on training. Your kids are growing up. Other people are starting their families. Doesn't have a family. He hasn't started his family yet. So those are the things that he needs to start, thinking about. And Drakus, he just got there. He just got the taste of the gold. He's planning on staying for a little while longer because Drakus is younger than Izzy. So I think Izzy, judging from my own opinion and my own logic, he's got, I would say, approximately 3 or 4 good fights before now we can be like, let's talk about retirement. And this is such a monumental fight for Izzy because if he wins, Alex Pereira, he also has a bout. Alex Pereira will always, Izzy, Alex Pereira, Izzy, Robert Whittaker, they go together. It's a marriage. It's a happy marriage for the UFC and for me. So if Izzy wins back the middleweight bout, there's a very heavy chance where Dana might say, Izzy, this is a chance for you to go up in the light heavyweight, and fight Alex Pereira. Pereira has got the belt. You've got the belt. So this is your chance to be double champ. And we know he wanted to do that before, but he couldn't because he lost. This time, the rivalry story will just get juicier. I know you're excited. So there's a very good chance that might happen. However, if he loses, the chatter on the internet might be that maybe Izzy is a washed up fighter. People are so quick. They're so quick to call you washed up. Couple of L's, yeah, you washed up. Retire, go, we're done. We're sick of you, stop. So there's those two dynamics where it could go either way. Now, when it comes to prediction, this is a tough one for me. However, I'm going to back Izzy. I know the last time I backed Izzy, he lost. I'm hoping this time it's not reverse psychology. This time I'm actually genuinely rooting for him because we miss him. And Dana would love Izzy as a UFC fighter, as a UFC champ, because he's loud. He's in your face, whether you like it or not. He's busy. We love a busy champ. We want to see you. We want to hear you. We need you. Drakus, he's quiet. The only time we've seen him is because he's been doing countless amount of interviews based on this whole taking the belt to Africa narrative that he sort of started in his own head with his camp or whatever. So on this one, I'm on Izzy's side because Izzy's saying Drakus failed to acknowledge the 3 African champs, and that is Francis Ngannou, Kamaru Usman, and Israel Adesanya. So him saying that statement sort of defeats and depletes where they're from. And that's just, it's not fair on anyone. And that's just not a cool thing to say, really, especially if you're also African. I think that's just, let's not get too deep into it because, yeah, it's a dance. It's a dance with this topic. It's a nice dance that you need to do because it's affecting everybody. But anyways, you guys, I am so excited for UFC 305. There's so many fighters in this thing. Tai Tuivasa is there. Dan Hooker is there with his tattoos looking like a stripper from the Thai lands. Kai France is there. So majority of the card is guys from Aussie and guys mainly from Izzy's gym. And also they're really good guys. Love them, love their fights. But Izzy and Drakus the Police just took most of my time, so this is what we're gonna do. Because this is so big. I feel like everyone's gonna be watching prelims and, but we're all waiting for Drakus and Izzy. I think I might take a day off from work to watch this. That's how big this fight is. This might be the biggest fight of the year. Yeah, it might be neck and neck with UFC 300 for sure, because the amount of drama these guys have generated, just them two. who's the baddie? Who's the baddie? Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching Aggressive and Unstoppable. The games get intense when I'm involved. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, I love to hear your thoughts. Hit me up in them comments. Let me know. Just be respectful. Be respectful, because if you're respectful, I'm respectful to you too. But if you're not, I'm afraid you. Thank you.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for more.